Good day, Madikolo, Dumelang, baithuti ko lapeng. We are here to speak to the Treasurer General portfolio, joined by 3 candidates. Re tlo go bua ka portfolio le gone gore go le baka go tswa kgakala rata go bua ka ga yone ya ka tsa madi. Re na le borre ba le bararo ha batata ba ipapatsa ba bua gone gore ke se phetogo se different that I bring to the table given the past experiences we've had. A lot of questions are going to be asked, so do stay tuned. My name is Atipso Mutudi, and I'm with the University of Botswana Political Science Society, and seated with me is...
My name is Monica Kutsafalo, and I am representing the UB. Oh, my name is Monica Kutsafalo, and I am representing the UBPSS. So, as already said by my colleague here, we are here to conduct moderate the Treasury General debate, and without further ado, let the candidates here introduce themselves.
So yes, each candidate would have a maximum of 2 minutes rather to introduce themselves.
And I'm a student in civil engineering in this very same institution here, University of Botswana. Today I stand before you not only as a candidate of Treasurer General, but I stand before you as the outgoing SRC Minister of Justice with a good track record of my tenure in the Office of the Justice. During my office, I advocated for the increase in the security personnel, which I promised you that it will be done before I got into office. And the cries that I heard were heard by the management of the University of Botswana. I also spearheaded the negotiations between the Botswana Police Services and the UB Protection Services, that they should allow for the investigations to be directly done to the Botswana Police Services. Initially, there were barriers which didn't allow the Botswana Police Services to investigate the cases which occurred in the University of Botswana. You would directly go through the protection services, which is now stopped. To continue, I initiated the contracts between the security personnel and the protection services. Initially, no hero ma security hela go sa lebelo gore a me motho o na le boitsana beja gore ba ka tlhokomela baithuti. They just hired watchmen, but gompieno ga le biwa go level experience go lebella gore a me motho is he capable ya gore ba ka tlhokomela baithuti mo madikolo. Bona le gore go tsebe motho hela e ipetala go strategy go tate go tlhokomela bana ba madikolo ka gore there were some cases tse no go ne diragala gore these security personnel in bone ba eno gore ba tsela ba ithuti tsa bone, though ba ne ba assignment ka tira gore ba tlhokomele dithuto tsa bone. With all that being said, I am the incoming Treasurer General from the banner of Mona by Tweet. Thank you so much.
Dumelang bagaetsho, yo ha tsatsile ke Lawrence Tareya ta bo ke emetse Treasurer General under the banner GS 26. Ke emetse mokgatho e leng gore o na le vision e leng gore mokgatho o na le ona gonana is the effective with proper system. Community with holistic competitive skills, attractive to stakeholders, parastatal, and potential partners. And we are here to reset the university. We come with the reset agenda. I'm the outgoing secretary of University of Botswana Sports Science Association. Thank you.
My name is Monmas Masalila. the outgoing Minister of Academic Affairs, and also the incoming Treasurer General. But my SPF, we talk about entrepreneurship, good governance, and also academic excellence. So SPF ko le mo khatori kita ba ke metse dithopo under one. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the introductions. Now we open the floor for you guys now have to present your manifestos to the public, and also you're going to be given 7 minutes to do that. Please make sure that you stay on time. We're going to start with SPF.
So the manifesto of the SPF is based on 3 pillars, which are entrepreneurship, good SRC governance, and academic excellence. Long term, the reason why we came up with this pillar of entrepreneurship, now it's up to us, in that 4 years or 5 years, or you are in the university, you should maximize it and gain those entrepreneurship skills. But first of all, we have to protect the student businesses. That's why we are advocating for the entrepreneurship policy and also the entrepreneurship association. And that entrepreneurship association, and in our pillar of good governance, that my president will come and debate or state about in the next debate, we are saying that association have to be included in the constitution, and that policy have to be recognized in the SRC constitution when we are doing the constitutional review. And the policy is going to give the student the rights, is going to protect the student from outside competitors. And those associations, all members will be part of that association. They are going to affiliate or the entrepreneurship association, so that Madi to do what? In Madi to fund those student businesses. E.g., 50 pula per month or 10 pula per month. So that if those student businesses is smaller, the association is going to give them maybe the simple loans with the low interest. We are going to also establish student selling markets. Exactly is since it harder. So yeah, no, it is the high time now as a way of giving back to the students as exec. Even to let the students to have the store. Maybe exec said how we can have 2 or 5 stores. So the time we did the kisa body suite in, so that by 2 bus the room and mahelo mango and have a protection and our time student center, those canteens, they are owned by the SRC. Because the constitutional SRC that overall the SRC can make or do businesses at the canteen, jalo. So we are saying the canteen sometimes by but this was not transparent, this was not clear because we never saw any results from those canteens or any money from those canteens. So what we are saying is that the canteen itself because how there's room 170 most student center, that room above the bookstore. We are saying let it be partitioned to allow by to the Baba and lead with the so we are also going to advocate for introduction of night markets in University of Botswana. By University of Botswana, the baby sleep however well, past the 2, past the 4, but what we are saying that we are advocating for the extended operation hours, so that the courts are going to say, "Bands ba security the multi-story, ba kono kona na go intsi ya ba rekisa." Kape ki issue tsa the security reasons about at least the bone ba ska batla ba ya go nte go ba go reka because go di parts. And you are also going to develop sustainable SRC investments. The SRC is also really relevant. Everybody with the SRC is hitting SRC the part like with relevant. But how am I going to salvation fund? re batla go emisa tsone mokgwa yone ha SRC ina le madi na investment businesses some simple issues sa go di shawa curtain di tournament e gona da sponsor ile SRC isa emelo university in Zemad. We are going to aid in the negotiation to subsidize services to UB students. Because how work entrepreneurship can work madi here. Principle ya saving is important. By 1.5. And RSC re allowance increment in the meantime. And as soon as we go to the office of the vice president, go to the guest house, renegotiate at least by 2. Bas ka ba duela madi a go godi. How can level by to the University of Bob used to be BSc. Pana go the guest house whereby now the partnership or SRC na advocate, then the school had to take action. You know the band more go we are going to partner with business related agencies. We've got SIPA, we've got LIA. Because we are going to have a entrepreneurship association which is going to be running. So these people, they need education. LIA is there to support. How is the close to my close to it because we want our businesses out dear one data operate because the main issue jaga entrepreneurship skills or in the process you need but it's the office of the treasurer to accountability. There's the treasurer. The treasurer have to be effective. But our point is to the student that one thing, it hinders the office of the treasurer to work is the system of the University of Botswana, whereby the director of student welfare will sign an MD because president will sign it. As in a single the sons with the local is accord. Because constitution has the check it out. SRC. So to say like treasure. You want treasure. Article 25. So that accountability, I'm going to make sure that Article 25, will follow your constitution. And as the treasurer, I'm going to have a committee. Is the committee the club with our finance, logistics and what? Those chairpersons, they should sit more committee, the treasurer more so that they advise the treasurer and they advise the SRC. We can see that our constitution have a loophole, but Halaswana would that to advantage for the Madi Abai to the Amumone, Jaga never one of our rice house. Bahamona, if you want to go Bahamon. Thank you.
We're going to move on to the GS26 candidate.
Ya di pointe tsa manifesto a me ke gore ke ta ka kanya ya financial transparency. From the time I started studying in this university, never have I ever seen any treasurer publish a report stating the use of the funds that had been allocated to the SRC and mokauli ka hawa bua gore ta dira jang mme le ene ntse le mo pusong ga ise go supe gore o kilantsha go gakolodi bo mme ke dikgantse ile gore nna ke tata ka tsone ya dikgantse o gape ke ta yone ya transparency will be done. The announcement will be done through UB radio. We also have a UB based newspaper. Those numbers will be published, and there will also be meetings where the students will have the opportunity to interrogate the published funds that have been used by the SRC. Exploration of alternative sources of income by the GS26-led government in the UB. We will be doing this by organizing events. The Treasurer General sits in the Treasury Committee with Minister of Entertainment and Minister of Sports So that partnership will help us to get something from the proceedings. It's the events that will be held by the Minister of Entertainment and Bar and Canteen. From them, raise the funds for the SRC, and we will also help the students around UB. We'll also help them. We'll also advocate for subsidizing some prices, because especially for the jokers, so the little money that they get cannot sustain them for a whole month. And also the GS26 movement on an initiative, a loan scheme that will be helping the students to establish their businesses around the school. As some students are forced to buy a book allowance or smaller their businesses, and some businesses that are seasonal, as we know. So this time around, on a legal smaller business, me cannot go hana the fancy. You are not going to hold a lot of ways and I'm going to say to smaller businesses. I wouldn't know how you set up an emergency fund. Jagan is one and I say, Sam was able to allowance the way to do what you want to lady. Mrs. Okonova Baladi Sahore, I will we to do some medical expenses still on Robata Hudilazone, Okadilazone, by to do they have by her Lavanade Matata Huduela di house rent, has sense by Miss allowance, Mekanyu Kenen or Kanyan or the Rohana provided loan is in Horbaga Hona Hone, who delayed the medical expenses, city hands on it, Tahuduela di rente. Mekan say Tabudilazone student lunches yeta. Rataurhona hono Hozam, I do Honoko, SRC. Got the business that we deleting. The student Baba Shop is deleting a rent there, your lawyer floor by the Baba Shop, you are legendary. Let's only do it as a couple of photos that will also or no Kanyamadi, or no idea no horror and work on or that will do survey to the Hono as an emergency fund, Havanali di Matata Chohanezu. Kanyam Habino or Chanzor in knitting, Jakanyano Hori, by Tudivanale, my dear Bazanga Manyan and me, Ronaldo will rarely treasure. Kanyam Nata will organize financial literacy. Mekanya financial literacy. Eta welo no kanyino hore involve the UB business clinic or e khona go hold a workshop e rute ba ithuti ka budgeting ka saving. FNB na le fixed flexi account where after a certain month mwana o khona go tsa tsone di savings tsa gagwe tse no gore ditabo di dina le interest ke yona kanyino gore UB clinic business clinic ta wetsana go ithuta ba ithuti baithuti ba business ba teng ba finance ba body accounting, they will pair with the students go leka gona go nna ntse ba ba thusa gore ga ba tswela konte a o setse bana le that knowledge gore ba ya apply to the outside world ba ithutile gona mo madikolo ba bereka le baithuti ba madikolo. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence. Re tla tsena mo mono wa baithuti.
Alright, so give me a seat. My manifesto pointers are centered around enhancing students' financial security and empowerment. Alright, so in this current economic status, it is important that we financial literacy. Financial literacy and security for students has become increasingly evident as the service goods and costs increase continuously. It is crucial to implement measures that ensure students have access to financial support. As the incoming Treasurer General, I will advocate for openness in fund allocation and spending. I will empower financial literacy. I will develop an emergency relief fund. I will nurture entrepreneurship support and involve students in collaborative budgeting. Ensuring openness in fund allocation and spending. Tiriso ya madi le gore a diriswa mo go eng This will maintain accountability and transparency within the student community. As information will be shared on how madi a lona le le baithuti gore a dirisitswe jang a dirisiwa mo boeng. So se hela ka boswe, it will promote a sense of accountability and transparency. Re ska ra bona e le gore yaanong treasurer yo neng a ntse a tswa ke utlwa ebile morwa re ka kwa wa SPF a bua gore selekanyo ga ira sepe mo tirong, but bone they have their president ke motho e leng gore ne le treasurer general. Ra mmotsa gore comrade madi a kae 2 million o ile kae ha botswa o bua gore madi a hedile. Okay, fine. Tisa budget, tisa financial report re bone. Financial report bua gore go irisitswe 40,000. Wa mmotsa 960,000 those tse o ile kae o bua gore o jile ke di charges tsa FNB. Come on, comrades, let's be serious. Sa bobedi ke go tswelela ke bua ka empowering financial literacy. It is crucial for students to make informed financial decisions really below the economic status by offering workshops, by offering seminars, by offering resources dedicated to financial education. Students can learn valuable skills about budgeting, skills about saving, skills about investing. These skills will not only benefit them during their academic journey, but they will also prepare them for their financial successes and their future endeavors. I'm going to develop an emergency relief fund for unexpected financial crisis. Whether it's medical emergency or whatever emergency it may be, having a fund in place for financial hardships. They have financial crisis. I remember one day, ga itse gore a ka dira ya go ra gore go hospitala ka mboko clinic ke na ke a fosega gore ke ntse go tipula ke mmiletse khebo gore e tla kgone gore a gore go clinic di emergency tsa go tshwaneletse ke tsone tsele re bua ka tsone gore a go ne le madi a makata di match a be le go 2 million o montsi as a subvention fund. Re bua gape re na le di profit making events, di events re bua ka bo freshers board, di events re bua ka di semester opening bash, di events re bua ka di semester closing bash. Obviously go na le di profits tse leng gore da dirwa mo di event tseo, mme re tshwanetse go bona gore di profit tseo go tle le subvention fund ra di tsara di dirisa re thusa baithuti ka tsona. Ke tswalla ke bua ka nurturing entrepreneurship support. This is another way of ensuring financial security and empowerment by providing resources, mentorships, and funding opportunities for students to start up businesses and projects. We can foster a culture of entrepreneurship and creativity. This will not only benefit students who are interested in pursuing entrepreneurial ventures, but also it will contribute to the overall economic development of the student economy, community, and society. State of economy the prices are executed, the prices are we have to come up with measures saying instead of the price, instead of allowance, which I'm not against. Allowance but measures during this financial or economic status. On a 500 to I mean, Kodi Pizengwa, Asoka Palish, is over. How could he have 600 Pulavar Ati Hati? Kibataware gets an Abosfalan, he tell about Picana Momahe. I name Apeka, Stogo, Modishelfu, Apeka Stogo Modishelfunian, I so what happened here. Onella Semania, but Ati Hati. Just so you and I get nurturing entrepreneurship support. But I involve students in collaborative budgeting. This will empower them to take a role in shaping the financial decisions of their own educational institution. By giving students a voice in how the funds are allocated and spent, we can ensure that their needs and concerns are taken into consideration. This collaborative approach can lead to a more effective and sustainable financial practices within educational institutions. But the subvention fund is more than 2 million pula ke bile ka di event tse eno gore di dira profit. Yeah, for example, there is a concern gore di shower ga di na di catering. Ha o ka tsena mo shopong go tsela le gore shower ga e je le gone more than 50 pele go ithaya le bo 30 pula. Re na le 2 million le le gore montsi. Ha re ka tsena hela sente re bata dipalo tsa di shower tse eno ga ina di catering. Bo ka itsa rena ba lela ba re ha motho ala heta go khoro kwa motho a mmona gore motho ke ole wa thapa. Ha re ka tsamela re bata the number of showers tse eno gore ga ina di catering. O khona go thaya le gore mo ke shower di le bo 30. Ha ile gore shower catering e costa 30 pula. 900 pula. Ga o kwantsha mokwala gore o tse o tse mo salvation funding o thusa ba ithuti. Ke go boela gore it's highly possible. It's very, 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 very possible. But I conclude, we are implementing these measures such as openness in fund allocation, empowering financial.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Your candidates for the Treasurer General portfolio. I got to pick 1 or 2 questions, and I should write into it. There's going to be questions from us moderators to the candidates. Pele ga ke a go bekgakala ke whatsa tse dintsi di potso. Beta ta botsa potso engwe hela ke botsa re Monmasilebo ka moso mogorosi. The 2 gentlemen were in the current SRC, if I'm mistaken. Good to look at 2 million, a brilliant answer, financial report that was nothing close to 100,000. But you are making mention of 2 million. The cancer rate in the Bureau of you keep making reference to 2 million. So when the top was up, I turned the blue, when I turned the blue, line economic community, good morning, come at such a transaction was made. And to the other community that said, you were in cabinet when you saw this financial report. This one was also good too. So you were in cabinet when this report was making circulation. But at this point in time, more have assumption part of that 2 million. But because they are here, they are trying to advance other interests. So can you please address that question? I know you have 2 and the other community would have 1.
Okay. We are going to admit 2 million exist. Every academic DTF in a 130 pool. Really believe the moment to go. Low and calculate, my dear, I had the 2 million pool. On both negaring Harbona, the financial report is actually what is there. Comrades, Renali group, Yavatsam, SRC. Renera Bosa, comrade, my dear guy. Rumota, brilliant man, my dear guy. Every accords in a group, Obosa, Okope meeting, or what to discuss you, or might I receive. When I say, Mo group, I will have comrades to go about rescheduling meeting or discuss about how were the finances used. Within 2 minutes, you have message you did. Rabuzar Purley, Are, Okane, Tezu, that did the message, Aramuzar, Tezu, we are working President Teleseveka, President Dana Gwin, and Magibi said, we are working when Baba Moritz and Baradite, Messenger Narakat. Libo mon masi resanze asanza limo mona be terra khala takanyete gore why gonna ya renera ya address akanyete gore re bua le bona gore this financial report alone it doesn't make sense. More than 3 million la o hedi memo financial report nyana le bua gore we restore the 40,000 my akai.
All right, thank you. Karabo ke tsa ke gone gore ona o ikwela go di group tsa WhatsApp ga wa ya go ithuti bana ba go thopile misiame go bone le wa SPF re Monmasi se ka ba mantsa go no ga araba dipotso. Monmasi 1 minute 30 seconds.
So what is go sapa office yo le mathata SRC ha na 2 million 2 million e share o share like we like the vote ka bontsi ising SRC le nosi Brilliant, he did complain. Brilliant, he was stating what he used, not what he didn't use. So the guy used the money, 40,000. And Napu Totana, the people who can best answer. Give whatever GS was Tautona, Office of the President, in a remote Hamono, the Mutu GS. As soon Office of the President did the Polel level, say Brilliant as I say, Girisa, City man. Thank you.
All right, ke a leboga se ke Daniela Mudirikana gore a botse potso tse di mmalwa. We're still continuing the session. We are going to be asking these questions.
Botswana ile bagane re wa SPF le GS26. Butlile le bua ka di student loans and how le tla bole nela ba ithusi madi le ba di madi. Mme ke lona gape ba lentseng le bua gore ba ya ba ithuta ba nyane godimo ga mo le bua gape gore ba ithuti ba to ba duela di loan tseo ka madi a ntseng le a manyane. So it is very interesting on how like you guys put it. Another thing ke gore what qualifies moithuti for your loan gore ra bua le dikgang tsa gore favoritism jalo error. Thank you.
Kanya ke ta ya raba ka boripana moithuti gore a qualify le loan ke tsa ke re ke di mo tsena gore di teng di itse mo madikolo gore gona le baithuti ba ile gore ba di madi loan kwa le mme kganyo ke kganyeno gore rona re ta kholagana le bone ba di loan go itse gore mang ke manya tsere loan kae ga re a di mo moithuti ka re ta boromadi ba ka di tsotso di kotase ibile gona le payment plan ile gore moithuti o ka e dira ka gore dikolo di ya di tswalwa mme moithuti a dikolo di tsotso ka gona gore ga a duela rent le bontsha bongwe ba di loan tseo a gone go duela sekolo tsa sebetsa e ta bone gone ngwa di tsela tsene gore ta bo di dirisa gone ya la bone ba ithuti di loan mme kgannye mo gape le teng wa botsa gore ka gore allowance e nyenyane kana e re le bile ona kganya yone payment plan ke ona kganyeng gore e ta re thusa gono e ta thusa le ba ithuti bile le rona e thusa gore ba ithuti ba kgone gono go tsa di loan go gono go SRC
Madam facilitate. Guy to this step by when about to answer whatever. Tota, the basics of Rona. We said that we are going to come up with the entrepreneurship police and entrepreneurship association. Only those students who are willing to start businesses and only those students who are going to be affiliated to the entrepreneurship association are going to get a chance. So that mind you, we provide them with entrepreneurship education, these skills, because so my dear, what about the sweets at all? Let me say I demand or like a sweet, that money that you have been doing. Go not about what it is. So but what's the matter maybe that taking your attention.
Okay, thank you. What's I make your worry? By 2 Bali 1,000, but I go fishing. Treasure General, we two say. From those 1,000, you have a budget. I can, if you do an emergency budget, right? From those 1,000, who qualifies to be helped? I get how I worry. Wow, that's 2 million. What about now? I took that and 2 million. So from 1,000, who qualifies?
Mata want to happy how much one, the SPF is bigger emergency budget. The only time we talk about us giving money lending services, we through the Entrepreneurship Association. They established a policy, entrepreneurship police. Again, there are those students who are willing to start a business. Even by affiliated under entrepreneurship association. Happened 2 million. He's misleading the students. My dear, I to go detail. 130 times. Palorito. I was not the vote. SRC, LLC. There are other many votes. Vote what the department are going to use. However, I hope now by there was a loophole between the student and the external offices. So I think I know that's why Bokamoso has a no talent. It will get so high, keep a home of seats because treasurers are its departments. Kamoso to her and say Miguala and sitting and mislead because hat hello high.
One, we took the qualify and Botswana, where the is affiliated under the entrepreneurship policy. That was the answer that I needed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have a few more questions. Ke batla go ke ta di botsa tso theka boraro mo tana na potso tse pedi. Bela ga re bulela the floor, questions from the floor. So I want to ask Bokamoso a question. O kila na nkola bo gore bo se ba ma ba te ba ka go dipitse ba ba mo dithiling jalo jalo. So no potso e ka ta go botsa gore a go mo ke dikgatse le gone gore Minister of Refect o ka letelana le tsone. Ka ka gore expectation is re ja dijo tsene go te prepare ke motho o na le bokgoni ba go ka prepare. So I do think it's a Minister of Refect aka dumana le tsone. And also can you please make mention of how is this working on the issue you made mention of entrepreneurship support how is it entrepreneurship support? And to the GS26, might I remind you that Brilliant was with the GS26. He did publish a financial report. So that is something different. But I want to speak to the financial report because we want to publish a report. They say, "Ya ga go report, ya go na ya se be go se sentsenya." Kana ka gore ya ga Brilliant ditile e thaela tota. Ya ga go yona kana ka gore ya from the same movement as where Brilliant was then. How different is yours going to be? Is this published document for you to manipulate public opinion or perception? Because it's a box ticking exercise. And I also want to speak to the proceeds that are in canteen. You would update me if I'm wrong, say from the GS26. No, midterm review le reconcile. The proceeds are go by canteen. They are go component new ya new. Yeah, no, the proceeds the company. Let's say entertainment le profit dira hatimisana bana ba medical. So ya no kra the proceeds dia go company entertainment ha ke lebella budget ya ga financial report ya ga Brilliant go le ga ka rena go saka na profit kane wena di profit o di tsaka from the two ministries. And then ke ta batla go botsa gape Raymond Mas from SPF kuto bua ka entrepreneurship policy and association kana ho bua ka no bua ka the constitution. Can you kill like DSP, who know DSP, and to change a constitution? If you look at the constitution, SRC, you need 2/3 majority. Already we see less than 2,000 UB students voting. Change this constitution. And I also want to speak to sustainable development investment. Can you please elaborate more on that? Sometimes people get to use big words. Me hosena sepe ka mara ga mahoko a matona. Me ya bohelo e na gone gore ware go exec go re bone gone le di student stall. Exec pays rent, right? Bo ke ditse madi given issues of inflation. So ware exec beat other competitors to come and compete in their own land. Can you please elaborate that and how is that going to see the light of day? Get that smaller Beleka, the GS26 member, and give it to SPF and Bokamoso to take it last. And say, because of the many questions, I think a minute to address each question will be fine for you. 3 minutes.
Kuto na ngola khanya ha kanselo go go lo kopana le kanselo la bua khanya gore di business proceedings tsa open canteen ke tsa company ke ne ka bua gore student lounge le student lounge ga se tarta tulaganya le minister wa buying canteen gore re bona gore bo thabo mo ba di profit tsa student lounge ga se goro re di phatlalatsa jang gore ke go thusa bona ba ithuti abo bua ga ka ganye mo ya report ya ga president mo bua gore report eo nna tabo ke a tshwarele ke tsentse di public opinion jaaka gone go na le mena go le kileng ya buiwa mme ke tsa kere mo kauli mo ka mo masigo na tlhalosa gore madi a ga ga ja ba buile gore madi ke bokae madi ga ga ja mme nna kganya me ke gore e tla re madi a sena go gaga mo gore na SRC tsa bokana go ntse jana rona religious 26 kana go ka tabo re tse re puso re teletse madikolo re tabo re supa gone gore madi a gorogile mme madi ga a gorogile madi ra kgaoganya jana le jana ditiro tsa bone ke ya mme kana di report tse jaaka ke bua gore di report tsa bone le teng ka bo di report tse e leng gore ke emela gore semester se hele ga ba ithuti ba le ko malapeng e be le gone ke re nya report ke di report tse e leng gore e tla be re aga di semester se le 4 months ana a bo ke re before ba ithuti ba ka exam before 2 weeks before a bo ke publish report ke tsore ba ithuti ba ko examing ke ba nela report ha ga re semester ke ba nela report ba ithuti ba go interrogate report e
say not to interject ke rata go re bua ka the credibility about the report that's great time to the battle thing on our assess when I want us to speak to the credibility and the accountability in that because that's where my concern is only nako ke khona once a report hela ka gore is the box ticking exercise but always the credibility can you please address that and not to do it.
Okay, thank you. Ke tsa ke re bana ba setse bo bile difikela tse ba go bolela gore moithuti mo le mongwe a lokile se go kae mme aka moithuti ta ba lokile se go kae nna ke aka ke go bolela ke gore ke religious 26 ta go bolela gore SRC e ne tso go kae ka gore dipalo tsa moithuti ke tsa ke di tereka di batara ka di bona mme ga re tswa go ta go le gone re go bona gore SRC e tsere bokana ga e tsere bokana madi a ra tsere rona le SRC ke ya mera dirisa jana.
Okay, I can't have but it's fine in respect of time. Say,
sometimes how now for Bali, they were to our senior and kind of very like this and now hello, Nadikil what I was saying. We had a constitutional review, first part, as the SRC commando, that after the constitution is similar for years. We are supposed to take it to the student, and the university was willing to give to finance that exercise to now teach people or to show people like about and additions and subtractions. Because in that constitution, we're limiting the powers of the president in whatever. That's why when the review is happening, University of Botswana is willing for a constitutional review, and I will take that the University of Botswana is willing to finance. And what I wanted, the tax force demands saying that is there in our manifesto to review the constitution and also reintroduce a student parliament. So our Madi school is willing to give money for that. A young way will be the gang, this story. Exact boom, they have a social responsibility to give back. Who can go and see what executives and Madama guy to give back to this UB community. Now that's why it's written all over the meeting after UB night the meeting, but just like exactly papa. So kai it's all you be like that issue a competition. But to ba about exact do it body suits in these things are for the students. How about the one other the suits more exactly, master more exactly. This that we are saying that should be given to the student. That's a way of social responsibility. You move with the sustainable SRC investments. Contain because I don't know my dad night, the similar contain. SRC will be AUB is the best to promote. The one who will like my dad's include PR at the Senegal. Such thing, my dear, those commissions, you have to go to the SRC. Jakarta was small. The SRC should act as a middleman. They're giving Kapalo 18,000 plus students. Home Kopwasakawata, Habakaba, yes, to teacher should be there. That's the way something small. I see in Madiano. Like article 25 we can engage in any other investments. Like that's when you come we transport away to the jar. Thank you, sir.
All right, just for clarity. Can you go down and go like an constitutional review? So we are going to cabinet constitutional review go le ba ha dikelo tsa rona di ntse ka teng le sa re sa baithuti, because why not ask or where were the students at, because you need to engage your stakeholders in as much as they to represent. You're also there to be accountable and speak to the students. I am of the view that we should be one of the people engaged in such a conversation. Society, so yeah, can lead the constitutional review and either logo and them, but in Yemen can let's to
what I was saying. I was saying the first part, we had to sit as the SRC and the management. Then we came up with the document. We approved it as the SRC document. It's also about the second phase. Yeah, whenever it took the club, the organization, and university was meeting. Well, the task force that they even do it. And that constitution was supposed to be read throughout. Then the part there, that we vote.
Okay, no,
The face leader, on the face one is sensitive.
thank you for the clarification, sir. Yellow. Rebecca Musa, can you address the other question?
Comrades ya khat me da ga ta ke address ya comrade ya no apere mo yellow are brilliant onantsha report ya gore ene o irise mali ya kae. Comrades, how le traditional SRC on sa report ya gore SRC irise mali ya kae, iseng gore mang iseng gore ene brilliant o irise mali ya kae. Go mona se report ya ka le tautona go mora tshwara se report ke ba re potso tsa ga community ke go address ke ba re comrade o mtha hore minister of refectory o ka letlalla gore bo mon ma se re ba ithelele gore ba soka di panichi bo brilliant re ba ithele go mogolo kwa ile gore ba soka dinama ba itase swako nya tota mo ne ke highlight example gore exact di company tse mo UB re ba ka bone bo se fela re ba ka bone bo mogolo re ba ka bone bo exact ya kana mon masagu ya gore they are bringing back to the community ba jesa UB ha bana le di meeting na se ke se bua se different they can let them bring back to the student community ke le tswang ke go bona e le gore ba tsere bana ba le few ba ba hirile not necessarily gore ba ye go di bitseng go nga ba ba ka ya go di TV ba ba switha ka di mob ba itse gore a kgwedi ya they get something ka gore economy e re mo go e thata e bile madi ao o mpotsa gore how will it improve entrepreneurship.
Ka revoka moso mo go ke ba tla se tse di ka thoko but pele ga re tswella ke kopa gore o problema go kwa gago you used or you made mention of certain people's names. Can you please withdraw those names because as per the regulations we do not make derogatory statements. Can you please withdraw? Can you please withdraw the names of comrades you made mention of?
Okay. Let me withdraw the names. Let me withdraw the names Sarah Brilente le Reba Dubi. Ka gore ke bone ba ile go ra kena bone.
Nyarra, expectations are respective, right? Can you please withdraw his name from your statements? Can you please withdraw his name from your statements?
But
can you please withdraw his names? It is a derogatory statement.
Okay, I withdraw.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now we would like to open the floor to the audience. Dipotso.
All right, thank you. I'll direct my question to candidate Yamuna Baitud. I heard you already talking about I'll address this question to Monwa Baitud. I heard you already talking about using the subvention fund for emergency reliefs and everything. So now my question is, are you aware or do you even read the university policies as a student leader? If yes, what does the subvention fund policy say about the usage usage of the subvention fund? Thank you. That's question number 1.
Yes, question 2.
Question number 2 is directed to GS26. So, ever since I got into this university, I've been waiting for what I can call a student lounge, a bar. You said we see it, right? And then my question to you is just so simple. Is that when is it coming? Because I've had this thing out of Seattle for the past 4 years. So then, if at all it's not coming, then what are you going to use to finance your emergency fund and loan scheme? Because when you're talking about a loan scheme, when you're talking about an emergency fund, you need to have a startup capital for that. How are you going to have that? Because now that you're going to now say a student bar,
Thank you, sir. UBCD, any questions? Okay, the guy who does make go over GS26 if there's any questions from GS26. GS26, can we get your questions?
Shh. Okay, my question is 1, and it's addressed to Monawe Tuti. I heard you mentioning the emergency relief fund, right? I wanted to understand the criteria that you're going to be using. Or post by the money will we want to know the criteria, who is going to be fit to get that fund that you're talking about, and how are they going to be getting it, and how are they also going to be able to return it back if it's a loan.
All right, thank you. 2 questions from Mono.
Can I get another question?
Hey,
oh, okay. You also same movement. You also talked about financial literacy, right? So that you are going to be advocating or doing financial literacy thing. So I wanted to understand how you're going to be different from the clubs in the University of Botswana, student clubs, let me say, like Bonepo University of Botswana Finance Society. They are already doing the same mandate that you want to actually do.
Dumela, Botswana the candidate GS26. Comrade, I want some closer thing of one research. And the SRC constitution, Article 23.5. If we are my daughter, the student funds will be held in a trust, and no personal loan shall be given to anyone, either an SRC member or a student of the University of Botswana. Ya no man, my dad loan wa guy.
I think my second question is directed to both the GS26 and SPF. When judging an individual's ability to lead, you look at their history, right? And then looking at the outgoing Treasurer General, a complete failure, as we can all agree, from the GS26 and now the president of the SPF. How can you trust such people? Looking at the track record of the individual you're endorsing, Lonaba SPF, and then GS26, how can you trust you if he was failing like that under your watch and you accepted it?
Tota ese dilagona sarkasira. So kaupela get so na Mr. Bokamoso wa haraba dipotso tsa gagwe in 3 minutes. So please onne brief gore re khone go tshwara nako.
Brilliant mpotsa gore a meditse gore salvation fund e dirisiwa eng. Comrade, gore salvation fund e dirisiwa eng mo a go metara. Ha ile gore gona go tsa salvation fund o bo ya go bitsa di artist gore ba ithuti ba ye go bina go go ambiguate go ba le gore madi mang ba tse ba be go to go re ene wena emergency relief fund ke za ke tumare ya bo bedi ja ga ngoma e bile o taka kganya gore ke poster ba ithuti ba ena gore ba nkolota comrade. That's my business. I work at the business. I work at SRC. I work at my personal business. Or ke poster mama ke poster mama. That's my business. Criteria eno gore ya go dirisiwa mo relief funding. Diemo wa dikala. Ke hile example ka the medical emergencies. Seemo wa sekala gore I mean moithuti a o tlhokana le gore go nne le potlako ya gore a yo gona gorga go kutulo ya ka ke go netsela example ya gore moithuti mongwe ke danteletsa a tshwaregile ke diemo tsa botsogo a tlhokana le gore a yo gorga go kelo ke a heletsa ke monela madi gore a bitse ke gore a yo gona gore kelo. Thank you so much.
Now we have financial interests. No one have financial interests. Our students clubs still want to have financial interests. We're now able to do that is different. Thank you,
wana potsa ka financial literacy gore ke a go dira se different se dirwang ke club. Ke bua ka offering workshops ga ke itse gore go na le club nngwe e leng gore offera di workshops tse leng di ruta ka financial literacy, di ruta ka bo budgeting, di ruta ka bo saving, di ruta ka bo investing. Ke buile ka UBFS ira di workshop tse leng di ruta ka budgeting.
All right, I think you've answered the question right. All right, right. This is correct. So, Lonalta, I have to put it in 2 minutes because you also fear that he says.
Ke butse ka khanya ya student lounge gore setaleng yeo ke khanye no gore e ta botswa council me so leseta council ke na tale hankarwe e thabile sente gore student lounge se gore gale abo ke botswa ka startup so le sa di loan gore ta gore tsa ka madi khanye ke iseni initiative le gore re ta gore re nna le yone ga re setse re kgobokantse madi through the events tse le gore yone SRC ya GS26 e ta bo e setse di dira bontsha bo ba di profit tseo a bo le tsone tse le gore ra di kgaoganya gone go set up tsone startup sa di loan se ta bo di ofara ba ithuti a bo ke botswa kganye ngwe le gore what's the difference from me le treasurer ntseng a tswa mo GS26 me ke tsa ka re kganye motho puso e ntseng e tswa e ke GS26 me ba nna ba kganye ba ne ba e lwa ba e lole gore ya ka ba tswa yana re bankanya dulusi ntseng di le teng di bakwa ke dipuso tse ntseng di le teng di eteletse ma dikolope ka gore nna lo ntshone ne ile a rona se ba ka ne re setse re santse re thaya dulusi ntse diphoso tse ntseng di dirwa ke tsone dipuso tse ntseng di le teng
ka sometimes we puela ba gaetso dumelang o service go botoka than go ta ha o ta o sa bue dilo sentle because ba ke bankanye molao ha o tori gore policy ya salvation fund ya mo so ka e tori so ke go gakolle hela le moithuti o ba di o monetseng for dipula kwa le teng ka swa post ka mo itse kana ba retso kanya we bullet failed. Bullet did not fail. It's so simple. The treasurer is the office of the treasurer. He released the report which his office throughout all SRC might have done. Report the jana buka musatalo so batho ba GS bana ba gana. That's when I keep working. Mo madana ne SRC treasurer kana treasurer ona o dupile the office zote o dupile madama. Madama ngasio re wa GS26 ka o dunetsa puso ile tsene swa ke bona aso a re bolelle before go ka dua gona ka o treasure o dupile madaka a manga ka tswalika go motho ga ye nngwe yo re ke sotse e gatella ha ke yona le yone puso ya GS e ne sa tsamaye se dinosi this what called the office of the president ke bo maabane ba le mo office re ba latele gona ra go ba botsa office of the president madaka because gona na re go le ga go no SK madadi club wa submit re bone madadi club wa submit ya no office of the president ha e speaker man and I want to wait ya no bana ba le botauto la motimba wa mono le GS ikopo dibitse batho ba ne ba le mo office of the president ba te ba bua re madaka because tota ba ta itse makati because brilliant moetedi pilo wa thata yore o ntse report ha so lo mongwe hore ka fa wa posta ka fa do to mo level ra itswa la ntse ha ba to ga ko ha so lo wa blinyo hela blinyo le ba motho le mang brilliant ke motho ha sa di office.
All right, ke a leboga re Monmas dikgantse o di ntshang dikgantse o di ba ke dikgantse di ntse mo go maswe. I don't know if at all you are distancing from the comments you had made one time when you had a midterm or a full-time review. Hanu bua o khala tota Treasurer General, but we're going to head on into our closing remarks, our closing statements. With that being said, I'm going to give over to the candidates this side. Make it on a condition to say, let us all be professional. The closing remark. Hi, Mella, how about Tarushpa Totawari, Onalu, Tataruspa, good relic at this day. Kupari, Happy Kerebo Nehela, Lebabanzin, Habate, Barnalomo, Murum.
Tota hela Linda brief 30 seconds. A minute.
O buile kganye botlhokwa mo tsamaisa tiro ga gore re yona khala thata khala brilliant mme go pedi ke o ile tota ga mme le ga rata ke tsoma gone ba gaetso ke le gakolle gore ke bitswa mo ka mosomo go rosio incoming treasurer who is willing to advocate for transparency and accountability in the office of the treasurer general. Thank you so much.
Women's GS 26 ke re selekane wa re bitsa mme selekane ga ka ke a kgona a le nosi ga ra tsa mapatule ke rona gore a kgone sa se re biletsa banna ba botse ba ntse ba le mo pusong ba bua ke re dipuo ke go bua hela mme banna ba ga bona sepe se eno gore ke la ra ke re ba se disa se le pharologane go setse ba se dira ntse ba le mo pusong.
Sometimes I want to class out in Muso. I can't only put this and Nancy Chanka. I so that's my study. The treasurer, yes, so you go back to hope. Get a day, say, like you're a halal total. You might have learned Unhonaho Hatelra, the office of the president, me. And I did hard. Make our Minister of Justice home tools. That's a bit of the time.
All right, candidates. Thank you for availing yourself. Thank you for the order, the peace, and that's Secretary General and Minister of Justice. Presidential candidates by Pua will be there logo G12. So I retain Kadipalo, I take the report in Pocho, I take the engaging from myself and Monica Botswana and the University of Botswana Society who are signing out.